Hey everybody, I don't know about you, but there's always this one spot in the yard that we have to fight with, and for us, it's right in front of the house. Last year you might remember that we had the wildflower video that we did where we planted over near the driveway a whole bunch of wildflowers. Those never really grew up, and we tried doing the exact same thing here in front of the house. And the problem we ended up having is that most wildflowers don't just grow at like 2 or 3 inches off the ground. They grow into very tall plants, sometimes 4 to 6 feet tall. And because of that, it's kind of hard to manage an area where you want to see wildflowers, but it's to get in there to deal with the weeds. That's the problem, the plants that you don't want. So this area, we planted a whole bunch of wildflower seed mixes. We also planted some lilies, and we uprooted some ferns out in our woods and put them up here. And we tried all these different things, and only a couple things really kept. And we did get some wildflowers, but at the same time we also had goldenrod, ragweed, and other plants that we just didn't want in this area, so they were weeds. Well, now we're coming back through and we're gonna try again. This year we've planted a row of chrysanthemums. The kids did all of this. It's not a perfectly straight row, but that's fine. It's gonna be okay, so long as these grow and we can manage the weeds around them. We've also planted several bulbs going through this area, everything from daffodils to tulips and a couple other little things. And later in spring, maybe we'll be able to plant in some hedgerow bushes back behind here, which is why the chrysanthemums are kind of a bit away off of the house. Well, we went grocery shopping this last weekend, and of course I saw the section with the winter bulbs there and the perennial roots. And this one is, I can't pronounce it. I'll put it down below here. But these roots, the plants can grow up to about 18 inches, and I know you can't see where it is, but I know where we planted, and that dying back white chrysanthemum is the middle of the planting. And on either side of it, we've already planted some daffodils. So I'm going to come one more section over, and on either side of these chrysanthemums, I'm going to put in these plants. The one thing I hate about buying plants in this form, like dormant bulbs, dormant roots especially, is look at what I got. So this is supposed to be a live root that I can grow these plants with, and I'm not even sure what the other one is supposed to be. Is it supposed to be this? I just don't know. I mean, it's terrible. And this was, you know what? It's $3. You know, at the end of the day, it's not going to make my family starve. But, you know, I would like to think if I were a company and selling things to people, am I really comfortable with that being the quality that I'm putting out? I certainly hope not. So we're just going to have to make best guess and plant these and hope for the best. So now the question remains, how exactly are we going to stop the weeds from growing up in this area? And really the only thing I know to do is just inundate it with mulch. We've tried that before without very much success, But I think that the only way we deal with how fast the vegetation grows here and how much we get is to, in spring, put in the hedgerow bushes that we want. Probably lay down 2 layers of that landscape fabric, and then several inches, like 4 to 6 inches worth of mulch, and hope that that keeps some things down. I don't like doing that because then it makes it harder to just lay down seeds. You don't really want to lay down seeds in the mulch because most of your seeds will just rot away because the wood's holding too much moisture for the seeds to germinate well. You want to have some kind of soil for them to really build a structure into, but I'd rather have to plant in perennial plants like these mums, they'll grow perennial here, than have to deal with the weeds. So that's probably the way we're gonna go, but I'm interested to hear from you. What do you do? Planting out in the garden is one thing. You only worry about weeds when they get up on the plants that you're trying to grow, your fruit and your vegetables. But what about next to your house? Here you want to have a nice pretty landscape. Maybe you want it to be functional for bees and butterflies and other wildlife, but you want it to look presentable as well. You don't want it to be just scraggly. So what do you do to try to keep out the grasses and the native weeds from your garden beds that are landscape related? Let me know down below. Thanks so much to all of our patrons who support all of our videos and make projects like this possible. And thanks to all of you who take the time to watch. We recently surpassed 6 million views on the channel, and I appreciate each and every one of you who's taken the time to watch and shared a video with a friend or a community to share and spread the information that we present here. Thanks again. We'll see you next time. Bye.